I think they met at what's that bar on the corner down on 4th Avenue at
Good
the
band
end?
name.
Huh?
Good band name.
Yeah. It's they used to have a group there called Drinking Liberally. Biden talked about Scranton right off the bat.
Right.
That was like one of the first things. It
Yeah.
was like he mentioned Scranton in his first answer. So I thought that was kind of funny. He forgot a name or a fact. He got lost
Or
there,
20.
I think. Yeah, I think he got lost there at one point. Trump did not call anybody a loser, but Biden called him a loser. So I didn't know if I could check that box or not. The funniest thing to me was these two old dudes up there arguing about golf.
That was the worst. Like that moment in time, I wish I
That
didn't.
was the best part.
I wish I didn't have that in my brain. It was just, because the funniest part is how that was all set up. I mean, say what you want about Donald Trump. He owns his own, the course everybody famously knows of him down in Florida.
Right.
Where he's been the
Mar-a-Lago.
9-time consecutive tour champion of the clubhouse tournament or whatever it is that
Right.
they do. And I don't know, I've never seen him golf personally, but I'm imagining he probably hasn't legitimately won 9 consecutive. I'm sure unless all the golfers who are very good decide not to
They're
show
not to
up
play,
that day,
right.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
But that's what started it, was just out of nowhere bragging about winning the championship last month or whatever. And then, of course, Biden couldn't let that slide, so he had to
No.
brag about how good he was at
His
golf,
handicap
too.
and all of that. And,
That doesn't have much to do with running the country, guys.
I don't know that Joe would be able to outdrive him right now.
No.
I mean, that
I don't think- I'm
when he
gonna
said
guess
that, I
neither of
kind of
them
laughed.
are-
I was like, come on. That was come on, man.
I'm going to guess neither of them are scratch golfers.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we got on that. On the drinking part of it, Trump did mention migrant crimes, so we got to drink there. And Biden referred to Trump as a convicted felon, so we did get to drink there. But largely, most of these drinking ones never happened. So I guess kudos to them for keeping it mostly civil last night, even though it was, for the most part, the worst debate ever. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. In fact, why don't you text app? Text app, A-P-P, to 520-848-1290. I will send you a link. I believe our app is up. We've been having some issues, so we're transitioning. Our website has been kind of funky the last couple days, but I believe we've got that back up. It may not be fully functional, but I think the app is, although you may not be able to listen to any of the, you can read the articles we have up there, but I'm not sure you can listen to any of the files right now. Life's a mess. It's like life can be a mess sometimes when you're dealing with things out of your control. But download our app, because when it's working correctly, it does slap. And there's a lot of good information on there. You can listen to all our shows. You can read all of our articles. And you can also see everything that is happening within the state of Arizona sports-wise, as we got you covered on the Cardinals. We've got you covered on the Diamondbacks. We've got you covered on the we did have you covered on the Coyotes, but they're no longer here, and the Suns as well. And don't forget, we are debuting a new show next Monday, this coming Monday. So Monday, a brand new show here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Rich Eisen is going to join the lineup here at Wildcats Radio 1290. His show will air at noon. Rich Eisen, the longtime anchor of the NFL Network. Prior to that, he was at ESPN. He does a great talk show nationally, and we are going to slot him in right behind Jim Rome. So you got Jim Rome between 9 and noon, and then you've got, it's funny, I don't know if you listened to Jim Rome today. I think I mentioned a couple of days ago maybe that I had gone to one of his tour stops in Cleveland, and he had Brian Windhurst on today. And Brian was at that same tour stop.
Yeah.
And he mentioned, I think I might have been at one of your tour stops in 1998 in Cleveland. And that was the one. That was the one I had gone to in 1998 when he came to town. And he started talking about the tour stops and stopped short, but wanted to say that Cleveland was by far one of the best tour stop places that they went to.
I've often heard him say that. I know he used to have his favorite cities because he talked about tour stops a lot in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of his show. How do you personally feel about Brian Windhorst?
I like Brian. I remember Brian when he covered the.
Now-
when I first moved back to Cleveland, in '96, he was covering the Cavs for the Akron
He
Beacon
got
Journal.
his start following LeBron in high school, correct?
Well, he was not necessarily, he was the Cavaliers reporter for the Akron Beacon Journal. And then but he also did some high school stuff. And when LeBron kind of started getting big, he got in on that train, and because it was apparent that LeBron was going to be a
small
pick.
town of Ohio beat reporter for the big town club,
Right.
That just so happened to be the town that LeBron was born and grew up in. Is what you're,
exactly. So he definitely got in on that early, and parlayed that to a gig with the Plain Dealer. So he jumped up to the Plain Dealer to cover the Cavs during those years. So it built that relationship with LeBron in high school. When LeBron got drafted, he essentially came up to the Cleveland and worked with the paper up there, and then eventually parlayed that into his national gig with ESPN.
I only ask because I know you would know the backstory behind that, but I've always just considered Brian Windhorst as, and I'm nothing negative to say about him, but how he basically had followed LeBron from high school to the pros and more or less, as you just used the word, parlayed that into a job with.
And think about and you want to know who else was covering the Cavaliers at that time?
Who's that?
Chris Broussard.
Oh, interesting.
Chris Broussard and Brian Windhorst.
I always thought of Broussard as like a where's he from?
He's from Cleveland. Yeah,
he from Cleveland?
he went to high school in Cleveland.
Very cool.
So yeah, they're both Northeast Ohio boys. So we have some basketball folks up in our neck of the woods. It's not all about football in Northeast Ohio, so that's a good thing. We like to brag about ourselves when we want to. Cricket.
Sup?
It is the weekend. Woo!
Finally.
Although we might be getting wet if we go out there right now and try to take part in some happy hour or something like that, right?
Kind of scary out there right now. Yeah.
This is the first lightning real storm we've had during the show this year so far. Saturday, I don't know, you weren't with us Monday when we were talking about Saturday. Like it rained like all get out.
Yeah,
on
all
Saturday, and that was unfortunately the day that the lady died in the wash. And I was telling J-Dub that my wife and I, we're at home that afternoon, and we hear the sirens, and we're like, oh, what's going on? What must be happening? And unfortunately, that was they were going down to try to rescue the lady that had gotten into the wash down off of Swan and Fort Lowell there in that wash. But yeah, that was a different type of monsoon because it just kept raining and raining and raining for like 2 hours.
That was scary.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't there wasn't much wind. It was just a lot of rain that day. This looks more like it's going to be a storm with some wind and that kind of thing coming through here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drive around the barriers.
Do
not.
Exactly.
Don't ever do that.
Turn around, don't drown, as they like to say. But if the weather rises and we get clear skies again, what's happening this weekend?
Well, tonight is scheduled Freedom Fest at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base tonight from 6 to 9, like food trucks and like rides and all kinds of fun stuff. And then fireworks at 9 tonight.
Wow.
From Davis-Monthan.
Let's get the fireworks going.
Yeah. I mean, just also want to give a warning that, like, if your pet kind of freaks out, make sure that they're, like, inside in a safe place, Just it's unexpected for fireworks to happen this much before.
That's a huge thing now during this time of year. I always because my friend Nikki Reck used to work over at PAC.
Oh yeah,
and she would always talk about 4th of July is the worst for animals because they just get out, they get spooked, they get out, and then people just start dropping off animals by the droves.
Because they're trying to help out, like they found this animal.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if you're near Davis-Monthan, just so you know, tonight, 9 o'clock, some fireworks expected. You can chill at the Chul on Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 9 at Tohono Chul. Tomorrow night, Night Wings at Pima Air and Space Museum. Oh, and a Grease sing-along tomorrow night at 7:30 at Fox Tucson Theater.
The Grease sing-along. There is not. I don't know if there is a better movie for a sing-along than Grease, because we used to do when you talk about karaoke, Grease is probably one of when I was going to a lot of karaoke in my late 20s, early 30s. Grease was like the thing that we used to get up there and probably sing the most.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, we would always we figure out, okay, who I want to be Johnny, who's my Olivia Newton-John, and we get up there and sing "You're the one that I want." That song right there.
Having bartended for 197 karaoke nights, I can verify that Grease is
number one.
Yes, they are always. There's always at least 10 people who show up just specifically to sing the song.
To sing Grease.
There you go. All right. We'll hear more of what's happening this weekend coming up a little bit later in the 5 o'clock hour. But right now, we've got some rain coming down. So Cricket's going to tell you how to get home safely.
And from the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Some eastbound I-10 slowing approaching Speedway to Star Pass Boulevard. Also some westbound I-10 slowing approaching 22nd Street. Collisions that are reported at Campbell and Grant, Craycroft, south of Pima, Nogales Highway and Arrow Park Boulevard, Pima near Columbus, and also 6th Avenue in Irvington. Weather-wise, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northeastern Pima County. Tomorrow, about 102 on Sunday, 104 with a 50% chance of rain and about 100 now. And very, very gusty winds. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. It's time for July 4th doorbusters at Lowe's. Now through July 1st, save $900 on a Lowe's exclusive Hisense French door refrigerator. Was $1,899, now just $999. Because Lowe's knows savings. Valid through 7/1. Appliance price includes all discounts while supplies last.
DJ on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
So I wore my fancy new Christmas boots that my wife got me.
Ow, it don't hurt.
Got a cramp. See?
Gotta stretch before you do that.
Oh, my hip.
Stop trying to do crazy gymnastics in the studio.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. If you're driving right now, you may not be thinking about your tires, but chances are they've been tested before. Like that time you swerved to avoid the stray shopping cart that rolled into the street from nowhere? Or when you had a green light but did some extreme braking because another driver decided to turn left in front of you? And we've all had to navigate monsoon downpours that turned our streets into Arizona's largest slip and slide. At Jack Furrier's, we've helped Arizona drivers navigate these extreme moments for over 60 years with the right tires, the best deal, and a huge in-stock selection of the brands you trust. And now's the time to save big with the most rebates we've seen all year on the brands you love, like Michelin, Cooper, and Uniroyal tires, with up to $100 back all month long. And Jack Furrier cardholders get back another $30. Check out jackfurriers.com for details on all our sizzling summer savings. So for all those critical moments where your tires make the difference, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
Time for the hot weather polar bear promise. Alaskan AC arrives in 1 day or your repair is free.
Wait, say that again?
We arrive in 1 day or your repair is free?
Again, but longer on the A.
We arrive in 1 day
Or your repair is free. Hear it?
No.
Alaskan AC, service guarantee. We arrive in 1 day.
Or your repair is free. By George, he's got it. With the Alaskan AC service guarantee, we arrive in 1 day or your repair is free.
Are we really doing this?
That's awesome, Gary. With Alaskan AC service guarantee.
We arrive in 1 day or your repair is free.
We should probably...
Sing with us, William.
I would really rather...
Come on.
I don't want to.
Chicken bok bok.
Guys, no.
It's catchy.
Do it.
Sing out, Louise.
Fine.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in 1 day or your repair is free.
Whoa.
Whoa is right.
Can we get back to work now?
Schedule anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Incredible.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Introducing Rumble Cloud, a platform that supports business freedom and innovation, where high performance meets pricing predictability. Visit rumble.cloud to get started.
Android users, you can tune in to the home of the Wildcats by downloading our new app at the Google Play Store, so you can tune in wherever you are 24 hours a day. The home of the Wildcats is everywhere. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We've been talking about the developing storms in the area here. We've got, we'll keep an eye on those tonight because we've got a pretty big soccer game scheduled here in southern Arizona tonight. It is the first place Ventura County Fusion at Keno North Stadium for a USL League 2 matchup against your FC Tucson on the men's side. And we're pleased to be joined by the president of FC Tucson right now, John Perlman, joins us. And John, you don't want the rain to spoil this one tonight because this is a big-time home matchup, probably the biggest home match of the year for the boys.
Listen, massive false alarm. Even though I'm in San Diego and have no idea what you're seeing, I can tell you this. My weather bug tells me everything is clear by 5:30. I've already got word by the stadium district the field is wonderful and playable. And listen, the weather is going to be perfect. It's just cooling it off for you. It's really God's gift to the fans, David.
There you go. There you go. So you're not even going to see the biggest match of the year? You're not here for it?
So here's why I'm not here, and it's great news. I am with the FC Tucson Youth ECNL U14 team who qualified for the national tournament. We won our first 2 matches against Georgia Soccer Academy and against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. So we have to play tomorrow to see if we can win our group. So that's the reason I'm here. I'm here with our youth program with Dave Cosgrove and the crew, and we're all watching it in the conference room, all 30 of us, parents and players. So, yeah, it's certainly hard not to be there, but my faith is in Sebastian Pineda and the boys. So while it's bitter not being there, I know it's going to be a good performance, and I'll be throwing things at the TV like a proper fan.
Now, that's nice. Now, so do you often travel with maybe a youth team, or was this the kind of a bigger tournament event to draw you out for this one?
No, obviously, look, since I took back over as the president and in ownership, I still miss coaching. And, Dave asked me if I would help out, and I was able to do that with this group. So I've been with them all year for the 10 months, and we do sometimes do tournaments, and we have league play in Utah and in Denver as well against a number of different clubs. And I also travel with the academy, sometimes our U20 USL Academy team, to play New Mexico and El Paso and things like that. So again, I like to be on the sideline. So anywhere I can be, helpful as a technical director for the USL side, and then help, Dave out as a coach of one of 2 ECNL teams. I do that. I'm a empty nester now, so there's that opportunity. So I like to work. I love soccer, and I started with kids, and if I can give back still, I really want to try to do that.
All right, we're talking with the president of FC Tucson, John Perlman. John, so who are some of the younger kids maybe on that roster that we might be hearing about in the near future?
There's a bunch of them, but I would have to say Aidan Borboa, who has a 2010, it's a 14-year-old, has played games already and created a lot of chances with the 20s Academy. Wow. And Diego Hernandez are the 2 stars of that team. We have a number of great players on that team, but yeah, their names you're going to hear a lot moving forward, just like Leo Gonzalez. He's already playing with those kids. He's appeared twice for the 20s Academy team and performed well, looked right in place. So we really have high hopes for them. Aiden particularly has 6 goals in the tournament here in 2 games. So he's really just been performing well, and just so many great kids. And again, that's what we're trying to do, is develop Tucson kids to be on the field, just like DeAndre Pickett is tonight and Brandon Sanchez in that starting lineup. It's always a great feeling for us, and Diego Veliz is obviously available for selection. So just really excited about tonight's game and loving being out here in San Diego to go against the best and to give them opportunities to showcase themselves.
And you mentioned, John, obviously some of the kids that have kind of come up through this FC Tucson Academy system since you took over the academy and merged it with TSA, and who are now on this USL League 2 side. DeAndre Pickett, you mentioned among those players. It didn't used to be like that the first time that we were playing at this level. What has allowed you guys to be in a position now where you can have those kids not only on the USL League 2 roster, but young men who actually can play and contribute and are mainstays?
I think, really it's the improvement of the developmental opportunities through a high-level play, on a national platform. I mean, that's the big piece of ECNL and the GA of the Girls Academy you've seen on the girls' side. They're more battle-tested and ready. And, look, we've had certainly Tucson players come through, like Donnie Toy and Edgar Reyna, but it's been less of a presence where, like, now we have, 5 or 6 guys on the roster. And I'm, committed to hopefully right now we're at about 25% of our players, and we want to keep increasing that. But we want them to meet the standard, and these guys have not only met the standard, they've really exceeded it. They've been key pieces for us, and it's really great to see, those younger players as well on the girls' side, like Viv and like Fee, just players that are really just so talented. And we're excited about the future of both teams. But tonight, obviously, with Ventura, it's a big match for us. 3 points would go such a long way for us to be able to continue to control our destiny, which we still do. And, obviously it was a tough one in Coachella, 107 degrees, 30-mile-an-hour wind, hostile fans, and, unfortunately to get the draw there. But the reality is the road is tough. We have 4 or 5 at home, and it's just so important to take care of business at home. So hopefully we'll be able to do so tonight, and I'll be, riveted to the TV.
We're chatting with the president of FC Tucson, John Perlman. He is on the road with one of the U teams. The USL League 2 club is at home tonight at 7 o'clock against VC Fusion in a battle that 3 points could put the guys in second place right behind VC Fusion. John, we were talking about a couple things on the soccer side this week and the position in terms of the Copa America Cup that now the United States finds themselves in, as well as we haven't gotten to it yet today, but the game yesterday in which there were 18 yellow cards or something like that. What did you make of all that?
Yeah, it was really tough. I mean, Panama has good football players, but they're also a very physical, competitive side. And the hard part for us there, obviously, is, you take a red card so early in the game, and then all of your plans go awry. And, obviously Tim Weah is a very talented player, not known for this kind of, but, they came in there feeling like they could, perhaps, bully us in a way and get under our skin. But again, the performance, hasn't been consistent for us. I think that's incredibly disappointing. I mean, like I said, Greg Berhalter doesn't need me to come down on them. He has everybody in the world coming down on them. And, I've obviously had the privilege of meeting Greg and actually playing golf with him at Omni when he was the head coach of the Columbus Crew on their way to a championship. And what I'll say is Greg is a very thoughtful, very great soccer guy. Is he the right guy for the national team in terms of, arranging a team in short term? It's a different kind of a job. A national team coach is not the same as having a club coach and be able to manipulate and train your players in your system of play consistently. And, again, I feel awful. I'm the hugest fan. I've obviously scouted for U.S. Soccer on the youth national team side. These are players that I got to watch come through and recommended amongst as many other people did. And so obviously we're disappointed, especially when you get this tournament on home soil. But hopefully, against Uruguay, we'll put together a performance that's worthy of our national team. And with a win there, we can still get through. But again, Uruguay has won the tournament 15 times and is obviously a nation that's seen great success in tournaments and in World Cups. So we'll have our fingers crossed, but I'll be cheering with everybody else. And obviously, the time for analysis is when the tournament's over. The time for now is rolling up your sleeves and finding a way to get a result. So hopefully the U.S. will do so.
And, obviously one of the things in terms of the Olympics we've talked a lot about on the women's basketball side was the fact that Caitlin Clark was not on the American team. Maybe even bigger on the soccer side, Alex Morgan not going over with the Americans to the games in Paris. A new leader there I believe it's Emma Smith is her name. How big a statement is that she's kind of taken this team in a new direction away from maybe some of the stars we've seen in the past on the women's side?
Yeah, I think that's always, a thing that you've got to sort of be comfortable with. I mean, players, it's the classic, having an emotional tie as we all do to Alex Morgan and what she's produced for our country versus the player that she is now and where she she fits into the way you're trying to play. So I think what people have to understand is there's a lot of players. Alex Morgan is very front-facing, has been a poster child, for the U.S. women's national team. But again, staying with players too long, and I don't want to pick out players because it's very hard to do that, but you saw the effect that had on our women's team there in the national attempt at the World Cup for them the last time around. So again, Emma has to choose the players that she's going to think best fits her system. And World Cups and Olympics are very important on the women's side. So she's got to go with what she believes in. They've invested a lot in her being the coach. It's her opportunity to do so. And again, unless you're on the pitch day in and day out and comparing and contrasting, just like Burhall has to do, it's very hard for us to say, who is to pick. I'm certainly somebody who's coached, and people have questioned my things. And when I came in and took John's place, when I chose players that were the players that I thought would fit what I wanted to do, and I was able to use some of those players. But again, the coach has to find their own rhythm and their own people that are going to be buying into what they're doing. So again, I'm grateful for everything Alex Morgan has done, but I really do support the coach here. In her eye, she has produced nothing but winnings and championships in the English Women's Premier League with Chelsea, and I throw my support behind a coach that I know and I've watched and I've listened to speak, and I think she's a top person and a top coach, and I think it's really going to serve us well in the future.
John Perlman is our guest. He is the president at FC Tucson. And John, I mentioned that Turkey-Czechia game the other night, 18 cards in that game. Have you ever seen a game or been a part of a game where things got kind of out of hand like that?
Unfortunately, I've certainly been a part of a game that, that's got a hand on that. I hate to use my own, but unfortunately, in the 2006 state championship game, Sabino Soccer looking for the repeat against Catalina Foothills. Bitter rivals for many years as we were. We had won in 2005, and it was really a surprise run for us to get to the championship again. And Foothills was well favored, but our team wasn't having that. I finished with 9 players. They finished with 10. I think there was probably somewhere around 14 yellow cards. My star player decided to give the double bird to the Foothills fans on his way out. I'll leave his name out of this. He was summarily escorted by the police out of that game.
Wow.
And then we also, my players who were emotionally distraught, left the runner-up trophy on the ground, which I picked up. And as I picked my head up, I saw my principal, Valerie Payne. Thank you, Ms. Payne, for my opportunity to coach Sabino, and vociferously apologized and explained to her how emotionally difficult this was. And yeah, I've been there. But again, remember, the stakes are so high in those moments for nations. There's bonuses involved. There's players in their final tournaments as international players. Everybody's scrapping. And then, of course, there's national rivalries. Now, Turkey, Czech, a little bit surprising. Turkey, Greece, you could expect that. But I guess a couple of teams woke up on the wrong side of the German bed there, and all hell broke loose. So again, it's an emotional game when you're competing at the highest level, when elimination stakes are high, when there's high bonuses and high opportunities and contracts available the further you go for players that are really clawing for the professional future and their love of their country. I mean, everything's going to be exacerbated. So again, I love the Euros. I am the biggest fan of the Euros. I would do anything to be in Germany right now, enjoying those. It's on my bucket list for the next Euros, 100%, because I haven't done it yet. Like I said, I think you're only going to have more entertainment from the Copa America to the Euros. What a summer of soccer. FC Tucson, of course, being the top of that pinnacle. But I'm really enjoying everything. I hope you are as well.
I think we've got a little sound from that game over there the other day.
And here he comes, the merry yellow card waiver to book somebody else, Owen. He's having a field day, the referee. Another one. He'll need a new card after this.
Well, as long as it's the other team tonight, we love our sponsor, Vantage West. And we have our Vantage West yellow cards that we give out every game. And our fans can throw them up all they want. But tonight, again, we need discipline. We need a great performance. Obviously, Ilion has 5 goals in 5 games. He's in incredible form. And get a couple guys back tonight. They're really important for us. And obviously, I'm hoping everybody's going to come out and support. It's going to be an absolutely top match with definitely a bunch of future pros out there. So.
Well, that was a little. You took me back on that trip there to that 2005-2006 state championship game. We must say though that John Perlman won the state championship game the year prior to that with the Sabino SaberCats. So again, tough not to win 2 in a row, but a great story. Nonetheless, JP, about the competitiveness of a state championship game between 2 Tucson schools.
Yeah, and high school soccer was really, truly at its pinnacle. At that point, it wasn't all year-round clubs. So, it was the players in those games, and for 2 Tucson teams to get to the final was a really, really big deal. Again, and the hardest part about that, Dave, was I coached a lot of those Foothills kids in clubs. So after the game, a week later, I'm getting a congratulations and a bottle of whiskey thanking me for all the work I did with their kids to help them do that. So it was even it burned even heavier. So, listen, we had a lot of great teams at Sabino. So incredibly grateful to be able to start there and to learn how to build a program with that opportunity, and a lot of love for high school soccer. And man, what a run Wolfgang has had, and Walden Grove, and so many teams doing so well here. Really just pleased for all the coaches doing that. And that is really, it's not high paying work, just so you know. It's a ton of hours, and they all deserve a ton of credit for what they give back to the community.
Absolutely. Well, good luck over there in San Diego with the youth squad, and we'll look to see what happens tonight between FC Tucson and VC Fusion. John, always appreciate you.
David, thank you so much, man. I'll talk to you soon.
John Perlman from FC Tucson. See, I didn't know that. I did not know. I'd forgotten that he was a head coach in high school back in the day. That would have been a few years before I got here in 2008. But great state championship game story from 2006 when Catalina Foothills in the Division I 4A state championship game knocked off Sabino 2-0 to win the state title.
You know what I forgot, DK?
What's that?
I forgot the NHL draft was a thing. And in the next 5 minutes, the Utah Hockey Club is going to make their pick.
Is that right? Well,
that's right.
Well, man, because last year we were at there was a draft party. We were at the draft party, I guess, at the arena last year.
We sure were.
So there you go.
Montreal Canadiens have the 5th pick. They're on the clock right now. And up next at 6.
We got to keep an eye on that because that player could be playing here in Tucson.
Yes, they could.
So it's still kind of our team, even though they're not Arizona anymore. It's still the team that we are affiliated with. So we will keep an eye on that and let you know what's happening.
Macklin Celebrini went first overall.
Macklin Celebrini.
That's correct. Yeah.
There you go. Cricket Celebrini. He's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Eastbound traffic on I-10, some slowing approaching Speedway Boulevard to nearly Star Pass. Collisions that are reported at Campbell and Grant, Craycroft south of Pima, Nogales Highway and Arrow Park Boulevard, 6th Avenue in Irvington and also Pima near Columbus. Traffic signals malfunctioning at Silver Bell and Goree. Flood advisory in effect until 5:15 for South Central and Southeast Arizona. 102 tomorrow, on Sunday 104 with a 50% chance of rain and about 100 gusty winds now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is your chance to get matched with your coolest Z's yet. Save $500 on Tempur-Breeze mattresses with free and fast delivery. All night cooling, all summer long. Discover the difference the right bed makes. Restrictions apply.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Time for the hot weather polar bear promise. Alaskan AC arrives in 1 day or your repair is free.
Wait, say that again?
We arrive in 1 day or your repair is free?
Again, but longer on the A.
We arrive in 1 day
or your repair is free. Hear it?
No.
Alaskan AC, service guarantee. We arrive in 1 day
or your repair is free. By George, he's got it. With the Alaskan AC service guarantee, we arrive in 1 day or your repair is free.
Are we really doing this?
That's awesome, Gary. With Alaskan AC service guarantee,
we arrive in 1 day or your repair is free.
We should probably
sing with us, William.
I would really rather.
Come on.
I don't want to.
Chicken bok bok.
Guys, no.
It's catchy.
Do it.
Sing out, Louise.
Fine.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in 1 day or your repair is free.
Whoa.
Whoa is right.
Can we get back to work now?
Schedule anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Incredible.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams July holiday sale and get 30% off paints and stains from June 28th through July 8th. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Attention talcum powder users. Have you had ovarian or gynecological cancer? A proposed $8 billion plan will pay those who believe they got sick from using talc products like Johnson's Baby Powder and Shower to Shower. Johnson & Johnson maintains its products are safe. You have until July 26, 2024 to vote to accept or reject the plan. For more information, visit officialtalclaims.com or call 888-431-4056. Paid for by LLT Management, LLC.
Because you want to hear bacon and eggs on your outdoor griddle, not the scraping of rust. Introducing the Weber Slate Rust-Resistant Griddle. Stays ready, not rusty, with a carbon steel cooktop, pre-seasoned and ready to cook on right out of the box. The Weber Slate heats evenly edge to edge up to 500 degrees. All you'll hear is the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Slate Rust-Resistant Griddle just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
Attention talcum powder users. Have you had ovarian or gynecological cancer? A proposed $8 billion plan will pay those who believe they got sick from using talc products like Johnson's Baby Powder and Shower to Shower. Johnson & Johnson maintains its products are safe. You have until July 26, 2024 to vote to accept or reject the plan. For more information, visit officialtalclaims.com or call 888-431-4056. Paid for by LLT Management, LLC.
DK on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
Cricket, did you know that you had a World Cup?
Straight. We're going to have a super over.
Is that like soccer?
I don't understand any of it. I don't understand the terminology. I don't understand. Left-armed seamer, can you believe it or not? He caught a slip.
You don't want to catch a slip.
I don't know what any of those
That's
things.
not good at all.
But congrats to the USA for defeating Pakistan.
Yeah, I like the left-hand seamer, though. That sounds like a good thing.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Remember, the one and only play-by-play home for Arizona Athletics is 1290. So if you're listening to Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball, you have it locked on 1290. Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Taking a look at the radar right now, the skies are dark here in the CNWT, but the rain is light currently, so that's kind of good for us. We're not getting hit, although it does. We've got a really dark orange spot that's kind of hovering a little bit above us, maybe a little bit more towards the freeway. So that's probably why we're not getting anything. It looks like there's a large storm, though, happening right around Tangerine and the freeway, I-10 up on the north side of Marana. So be careful if you're up there.
I chose the old school method. I just walked outside, and it's sprinkling, and the ground is saturated. But yeah, you're right. There's not really rain going on out there, just sprinkles.
Yeah, so it's mostly green. The radar is mostly green, which is what you want. That's just a little precip. It's when you get into this big purple thing that's happening up here in Marana.
Watch out for the purple stuff.
Up by Tangerine, that looks like maybe kind of the Dove Mountain area there up there. You all are getting hit kind of hard up there, so be careful. Let us know if there's anything happening. I got another warning. I got another one of those warning things for KTUC, but which is our Freedom 1400, our system stations. I was wondering if they were off the air, Jada, but I turned them on. I have a little transistor radio that my wife got me.
Yeah.
And
it works?
Yeah, I can hear them loud and clear.
Well, that's good.
They're talking about the debate last night.
Of course they are. I did have an
KTUC
issue
is on the air.
playing the CBS minute. So maybe those warnings have something to do with the file server because I did have an issue with that. But yeah, all the stations seem to be doing just fine right now.
There you go. Speaking, we were talking a little bit about the debate. You know, one thing we didn't mention a couple of weeks ago is that, you know, they have the annual game every year, the congressional baseball game between the Republicans and the Democrats. You know what the final score of that game was this year?
I do not.
31-11.
Is that underhand?
In favor of the Republicans.
Underhand?
It is not. No, they play. It's baseball. It's like, remember I told you I used to play 30 and over. Although this is more like a 50 and over game.
Right. They got Shohei hitting cleanup or what?
No, I think there was one Republican congressman that did hit a home run in this game, but they ran it up. They beat the Democrats by 20 runs. It was I watched like the first couple innings of it the other day. And I don't know who one of the Democratic congressmen from California, he like got hurt on like the first ball, like a drive out the left center field, and he's going over to try to cut it off, and his legs get twisted up in the grass, and he falls down. And so like he stays in the game. The trainer comes out to look at him. He stays in the game, and the next batter hits one out there, and he like could barely run to get the ball, so he had to pull himself out of the game. It was painful to watch because it was funny because I was telling my wife, I was like, man, I miss playing baseball. I wouldn't mind maybe getting out there and trying to play. And she's like, you might want to reconsider that at your old age out there to try to get out and do any of that running around on a baseball field. But it was kind of funny to watch some 50-year-old guys try to go out there and play some baseball.
With the level of civility in Washington right now, I'm not surprised at a 19-run deficit. I'm just surprised there weren't 20 yellow cards.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened in the game between the Czech Republic and Turkey. We'll get to that here shortly. I have to find. I couldn't find a box score on this game to find out because I think our Republican Congressman Juan Ciscomani played in the game. He's played the last 2 years. I know that. I don't know if you remember. He came and actually took batting practice with the Wildcats. I think last year prior to the game, but I couldn't find any stats on how well he did in the game this year. So we'll have to see if we can come up with some Juan Ciscomani stats and see if he's any kind of baseball player out there. But good on him for being out there and giving it a go. And the Republicans hold the trophy. It's the issue, and I've kind of followed this game because I follow baseball. Kind of followed it for a number of years. The issue is the Democrats have not been very good since Joe Biden got elected president because Cedric Richmond, who was a congressman from New Orleans, was like one of the best pitchers ever to play in the game. And when he got promoted out of Congress into Biden's cabinet, the Democrats lost their best pitcher, and they've lost 3 or 4 years in a row. So without Cedric Richmond out there pitching for the Democrats, they kind of stink in the congressional game right now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go out there and run for office and see if my old age of baseball can help them out any.
Steve Garvey was there.
Yes, he was. Steve Garvey, who was running for Senate in California, was there wearing his Dodger blue.
How does that, like, where's the ringer fit into that? Because I know there's a lot of former athletes these days and former football coaches who have gone into politics. So,
well, you've had, obviously, I'm trying to remember who's the, that's, I'm trying to remember the one from Ohio that was very popular in terms of former athletes, but it's not coming to me off the top of my head. But, yeah, I mean, you've had basketball players who have gone into politics, and you've had a few football guys, obviously, that have gone into politics, and now Steve Garvey is who, again, that was my era growing up in Los Angeles, that great infield of Garvey at first and Davey Lopes at second and Bill Russell at short and the Penguin Ron Say at third. And I've talked a number of years. I was a huge Dusty Baker fan. He was on those teams,
Yeah.
Dusty Baker in left field and Reggie Smith in center field. I mean, those were my Dodger teams back in the day. So we'll see how that pans out for Steve Garvey this November. It'll be interesting to see if he can get elected.
Jim Bunning was
Bunning. That's who I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah, he was.
He pitched for like 20 years
in the big leagues.
Major League Baseball. Yeah,
exactly. And then we were talking about the soccer game. We played that one cut. I think we have another cut from that game. It got a little crazy there, J-Dub, between Czechia and Turkey.
What I did here is I tried to cut up every card from the clip that I had found. So here's my best effort at cutting together not all, but all the yellow cards that were given on the broadcast.
18
replay.
yellows and 2 red cards.
Yeah, here we go.
It's going to be a fascinating tactical battle as it progresses, this one. Ferdy Kalioglu fouled there by Anthony Barak.
I really like him, Kalioglu. Catches the eye every time you watch him.
Yellow card. He's trying to win it back. There's a yellow card. Misplaced pass intended for Ardagula, and now they should get out. They'll get the free kick. With a foul on Chittil. A yellow game, I'm not so sure.
Well, I don't think you can you? I don't, if you take the player as well.
Yellow for the coach, Hasek. Or is it somebody on the bench? It's somebody on the bench. And now you've got the problem, you see. The Czechia players are going to try and get Turkey players sent off. It's Ranats doing it. There's the yellow. There's a yellow for the goalkeeper. Both captains have scored, but that means so much to Thomas Souček. And here he comes, the merry yellow card waiver to book somebody else, Owen. He's having a field day, the referee.
Another one.
He'll need a new card after this. Linger was attacking it, that's behind. And he's given a goal kick, has he? He's going to book somebody else. But he's now lost all semblance of logic. Here's another yellow card, look. Here he is again. Is that to somebody in the crowd? I mean, he might as well just start booking random people. Thinks he can finish it, he can! Turkey are through! Cenk Tosun! Cue the celebrations! And just to let you know, amid the celebrations, the referee showed a yellow card to somebody else, didn't he? Room teams and various people down there have to keep the peace because this was always going to boil over at full time. This has been such a fractious game. There's a red card that's been shown now. That might be to Horry, the big number 19, I think, who was in the middle of all of that. He came off the bench. If that's the case, that's the second Czechia player sent off tonight. There's a yellow for Souček, the captain. That man in the picture there lost control very early, and that's the reason why we have these scenes here at the end of this match, Owen.
Yeah, I've never seen that before, ever.
Crazy stuff there. Crazy
so
stuff. And the goalie got a red card. Or
Everybody
yellow card.
got a card in that game. This was, listeners, the most cards ever given out in a UEFA Euro match.
Wow.
Ever.
That is something for sure. Woo. I would like to watch that game live. I'm sure the folks that were in the stadium enjoyed that for sure. And by the way, I believe Czechia won 2-1. Was that the final score, J-Dub?
3-2, I think was
3-2.
the final. I think.
Okay. Thought it was 2-1, but
sounds fine.
Yeah,
You know,
they
it's
got
all
that goal late in the game, and Excitement for sure in UEFA champions.
Tidge Igilna. Sure. He's a center. Utah
that's
Hockey
the guy
Club with their first pick.
Oh. One more time?
T-I-J is his first name.
Yeah.
I-G-I-N-L-A is his last name.
Okay.
Do your best.
Yeah. Where's he from?
I do not know.
You don't know. Okay.
I just have the name in front of me.
Okay.
We'll effort that.
We'll effort that when we come back. Yes, it was Turkey won by a score of 2-1 over Czechia in that game. DK on the Sports Tip is the show. John W. Madden, cricket. We'll have more for you about what's happening this weekend. Stay safe out there with the storm. Let us know if it's raining hard where you are. 520-848-1290 is the number. My name is David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported Ajo and 6th Avenue, Pima near Columbus, and also Craycroft to the south of Pima. Weather-wise, flood advisory until 5:15, 102 tomorrow, on Sunday about 104 with a 50% chance of some monsoon action on Sunday. And about 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Shop Macy's Backstage today for amazing deals on everything you need for summer. Get low prices every day at Macy's Backstage. Find a store near you at macy'sbackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. I can't deny it. History in the association was made yesterday, or at least it will be made whenever Bronny and Ladad take the court together for the Lakers. And Ladad and LaSun become the first father-son duo to be active in the association at the same time. Like, what I want to say to Ladad is, congrats, you did it. Except all he really did was manipulate the hell out of all of us and the entire situation to get his son, who is really nowhere near an NBA player, into the NBA. It's not like LeBron got Bronny in for an internship that he didn't deserve. He got him on the actual Lakers. And you want to know why the whole thing is so cringe? One, they did manipulate us and the entire situation. And number two, frankly, it's got nothing to do with winning.
O'Reilly! You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
We get you so close to the action at McHale, it feels like Wilbur and Wilma are in the car with you. This is the home of Arizona men's basketball. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
You are paying too much for gas because you're paying for gas. Why pay for gas when you can pay for a new Blazer EV at O'Reilly Chevrolet and save $7,500 right off the top? That's just where the savings start. So use your electronic phone and go to O'Reilly.com and see them all in person on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or call 747-8000. Trade up and trade in and put gas in your rearview mirror. See us today at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Good news, everybody! We stay on the air with you for an extra 2 hours after every Arizona football and men's basketball game all season long. That's why we are the home of the Wildcats. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, Goodfellas AC.
Hi, can I get a second opinion from you guys on something?
Of course.
That's what we're here for.
So, my wife's brother claimed he'd done some AC repair before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and now there's kind of a rope and pulley situation that opens the freezer door and a fan inside turns on to cool off the house.
Huh, very creative.
Really?
No, not at all. Next time, call us first, yeah?
Yeah.
Call Goodfellas AC for free estimates and second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SCORE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SCORE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SCORE.
He's kind and he's funny and he's also mustachioed. He solves all your problems by the end of every episode. TV Dad. Everyone loves TV Dad. TV Dad. Unlike your real dad, he never hollers. And he tells you how Progressive can save you lots of dollars.
Listen to your TV Dad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Live from the CNWT.
From the what? Central Northwest Tucson. Duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names, David Scott Kelly.
Final hour of the week. Final hour for a while for us, as we'll be taking next week off. No shows next week for DK on the Sports Tip. We are going to reconvene with you, though, a week from Monday, July the 8th, from Las Vegas, Nevada, for Big 12 Media Days, which will be Tuesday and Wednesday, July the 9th and 10th. We'll do an entire week of shows in Las Vegas. That should be interesting. Always is. We were there for 2 weeks earlier this year for the Pac-12 women's and men's basketball tournaments. People here seem to think that I love Las Vegas. I guess I do. I spent a lot of time there.
It's just another excuse to get to those museums that you didn't make it to last time.
Exactly. You mean the museums by the pool with the DJ?
Well, like I spent a week. Yeah, we spent a week talking about what museums you should hit up, and I think maybe you went to 1 or 2 because you were busy.
Exactly.
It was 2 weeks.
It was
2 different
busy.
tournaments. You were up there for 2 different tournaments. Is what you were.
We
there
are
for.
going to get to see our group, Yachtly Crew. You know, Yachtly Crew. They have a residency there.
Of course,
at the Palms. And I don't know what a residency means now in terms of I don't think they play there like the entire summer. I think they might do like 6 or 7 or 8 shows throughout the summer there. But 2 of those shows will be over the 4th of July weekend. They'll do a show Friday night. They'll do a show Saturday night. So we're going to drive up Saturday and see Yacht Crew at the Palms. It's out at the pool. It's like their pool is called Soak. So it's
famous
like
pool, right?
Yeah, it's like it'll be the stage will be there, and then you've got 2 pools, and so that should be a whole lot of fun seeing Yacht Crew in Las Vegas.
Speaking of famous landmarks in Las Vegas, Paige did fly through Vegas from Arkansas to get back to Tucson.
Okay.
And she did land during the day, and the Strip is not far from the airport. So she got video of the Sphere during the day because her brother is over the moon about this Sphere, and he has to go see it and all this stuff. And then she got to take off at night. So she had both views of the daytime and the nighttime of what the new Strip looks
awesome.
like. So
that is awesome. I think that is one of the things I think we're going to do is there's tours of the Sphere.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. My wife was like, "You want to take a tour of the stadium?" I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be working there for 2 days. I might just like walk around on my own." She's like, "Well, I don't know if you can get everywhere." I was like, "Well, you know me, TK can get wherever he wants to get to. I want to see this house she's talking. Apparently, there's a house inside.
Right. I tried to look
Is
it up. I couldn't find a picture
I couldn't find anything about that, so I'm not sure where it is or what's happening with that. But apparently, there is a house inside the Death Star, I think, as they call it, Allegiant Stadium. Looking forward to going there and just checking out the building and seeing what it's all about. I actually did see a football game at Jerry's World. We went to the Cotton Bowl. Oh, gosh, when was it? I believe it was 2018. We went to the Cotton Bowl when Ohio State played Southern California. We went down for that game since it kind of connected our 2 schools. And so that was fun, seeing a game there. Very impressive facility that Jerry Jones built. So we'll be in Vegas for an entire week. Maybe we'll see if we'll catch some basketball. Maybe try to see if we can catch up with some of the Wildcats that are going to be there with Pella Larson and Keyshawn Johnson. And probably won't get to see any games because I think we're heading out of there on that Saturday. And I think that's about when they start playing the games on Friday and Saturday later in the week. But it'll be cool. We'll be there for the Pac-12 Media Days. ASU is scheduled for Tuesday. Arizona and company with Brent Brennan is scheduled for Wednesday. I do not know. We have not heard yet who they're taking. That might be a good question of the day. I got to write these questions of the day down because I quickly forget what they are. But who do you think the 2 representatives, the 2 player representatives are going to be for the University of Arizona? I can guess who one of them is going to be. I think the defensive representative is going to be Gunnar Maldonado.
Yeah.
I would say it's going to be because they took Trayden Stukes last year, so I would think they would take Gunnar Maldonado, biggest play of in U of A defensive history in the Oklahoma, one of the biggest plays ever to help win a bowl game. So I would think Gunnar Maldonado gets the nod for the defensive representative. And trying to think, who are the seniors on the offense? There really aren't any. I mean, I would think maybe you take Noah Fafita, but is there a senior that you might take? I would think. I don't think anybody other than Noah Fafita. Either Noah or when Tetsuo McMillan's hurt, so I don't think you're going to put him out there in that situation, not really knowing if he's going to be able to start camp.
Rehab takes precedence.
Yeah. So I would say Noah Fafita and Gunnar Maldonado would be my 2 choices. Who do you think? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Who? Because we'll probably know by the next time we talk to you who's going. But who do you think are going to be the 2 representatives for the Arizona Wildcats in Las Vegas for Big 12 Media Day? I say it's going to be Noah Fafita on offense and Gunnar Maldonado on defense. Who do you think? Text us or call us at those numbers and let us know how you feel about all of that. All right, we mentioned the soccer. The men play tonight. The women also play tonight, but they actually are on the road. The FC Tucson women will be up in Phoenix to take on SC Del Sol, and that's a huge game for them because SC Del Sol is one of the top teams in the Women's Premier Soccer League, and they are currently in first place in the table. with 7 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. So they've got 22 points to FC Tucson's 14. The FC Tucson women are in second place at 4 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, 14 points. So they need a win. FC Tucson would like to get a win to solidify their standing in second place and get a little bit closer. They're already 8 down. It's going to be tough because they only have 3 matches left to go. SC Del Sol will only have 1 match left after tonight. So essentially, FC Tucson would need to win out. That would be 9 points, and hope that SC Del Sol loses or ties their second match, their last match of the season, because then they would end even at 23 points. And SC, these two teams, the first time they played this season, they drew down here in Tucson, 2-2. So you would figure if FC Tucson wins tonight, they would have the advantage on the championship. That's essentially the scenario for them getting a chance to advance and play some playoff soccer this year. But a big rivalry, FC Tucson, SC Del Sol. That'll be 7 o'clock tonight up in the Phoenix area. I don't know exactly where they play up there. Let's see if we can find out. They play at something called Reach 11 Sports Complex. I have no idea where that is. But if you've been there, I'm sure it's probably a good place. And then the Sugar Skulls are on the road this weekend. So after 2 consecutive home games, the Sugar Skulls hit the road in dire need of some wins or a win. They'll be in Albuquerque to take on Duke City. I'm sorry, you said the soccer complex is?
No, you said they were in dire need of a win, and I just said offense. They're in dire need of offense.
Well, they scored 40 last week. They lost 41-40, but they scored 40 points. So the offense came back a little bit last week. They'll head to Duke City, which is Albuquerque, and they'll play there tomorrow night. So best of luck to the Sugar Skulls as they try to get a win on the road tomorrow night. Cricket is the third member of our program. She is back with us. Cricket, have you gone outside yet and gotten wet at all?
A little while ago.
So I saw your friends out there, your furry friends. It looks like they've got some new members to the family out there. I've seen some smaller ones running around.
Their ears, the baby's ears are bigger than the babies are. It's like their ears with like a little furry little thing attached.
Right.
They're like smaller than a cat. Yes.
I don't remember seeing babies that small last summer. So that's kind of interesting. I was like, whoa. I had my windows open in my office a couple of days ago, and then I kind of happened to pull the blind, and I saw this thing go shooting by. I was like, whoa, that looked like a little one. I had never seen one that little before.
They're very adorable.
Yes, they are. Yes,
we also have tadpoles, by the way.
Ooh,
always.
How did we get tadpoles?
They just spawn here during monsoon season, and there's like that rain off. What would you call it? Like the drainage system.
Yeah,
they live in there. If the water lasts long enough, so we're gonna have a bunch of frogs.
There are toads everywhere, so it's just a matter of a little bit of standing water, and they definitely think that's where their offspring go.
Somebody said they saw a frog at our complex last week. I guess it was like the biggest frog ever.
Toad.
Yeah.
Well,
Colorado River toad is a native species that are very large, and they're poisonous for your dogs.
Ooh.
But this time of year when monsoons come, used to be when Crick and I were younger, you could, and especially in the foothills area, the whole ground moves because of the little ones after they become, get out of the water. Yeah.
Interesting.
Millions and millions of them.
All right, Cricket, what else? What do we have going on this weekend here in southern Arizona?
So I thought I'd mention again, tonight is Freedom Fest at Davis Monthan Air Force Base from 6 to 9. Fireworks at 9 o'clock tonight. Also tonight's the last chance for Pima Animal Care Center Summer Adoption Nights. PAC is open until 8:15 tonight with free adoptions with a $20 license fee might apply. So now is the time to adopt or foster. Cool summer nights at Arizona Sonora Desert Museum tomorrow night. And also tomorrow night is Summer Safari Nights at Reed Park Zoo.
So yeah, it's very interesting. We're getting it obviously into the festive time of the year with 4th of July coming up this week. Have you ever been behind the scenes at a fireworks show?
No.
I got to do that a few years ago. So when during COVID, and they kind of switched us all. We had different duties when I was in TV, so we were doing a lot of news because there wasn't much sports going on. One of the things I did was I got to cover the fireworks show in Sarita, and I got the guy who said, "Oh, well, come behind the scenes and I'll show you the whole setup. The guy's name's Guy Garlinghouse. And he goes by, his nickname is the Pyro Guy.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I
because
bet.
he is the fireworks guy. So he was like, he goes, you should come out sometime. And so like the next 4th of July, I had to work. I couldn't go, but my family went. My cousin was in town and his ex-wife and their kids. And so they went with my wife. And so he was like, you really got to come out and I'll let you light one of them. And so like they had a fireworks show. I believe it was Veterans Day or one of the holidays. They had a fireworks show up at Saddlebrook. He was doing one up at Saddlebrook, and I finally got to go up there. And I'll have to show you the picture. We had to put out the full-on protective suit with the hat, the covering, and the mask. I mean, we had the whole getup, and I actually got to light a few of the rockets, and that was really cool. I'd never done anything like that before.
I've never lit a rocket, but I've definitely been behind to see like the tube setup where there's 20 tubes, and it looks like such a production. And imagine the pack. It must be so nerve-wracking to be like, because it's usually families involved, much like a circus. Like you have the grandpa who's been doing it for 100 years, and then you've got the dad who's been doing it for 40 years, and then the son. The younger ones are the ones who are doing. And then there's like a format to it all, like an assembly line where you do the least important task, you do the second most least important task, and I'll do the most important task. Yeah. But the amount of time taken to pack all those things, and obviously the timing it all, it just reminds me. I think it was Chicago, one of the major cities. One time their timing was nullified, and it literally fired off their entire 15-minute. Fireworks show all at the same time at the very, very beginning. I always think of that when I think of seeing those guys pack those things. Make sure you get that timing right.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like this one I went to because they had them all kind of spread out. So that would be it would be hard to do that because there was like they had some here, they had some over here, they had different ones over here, and like there was like he had a team of like 5 or 6 people that were lighting the different ones. But
I've told this story many times, but my favorite is the Bay Area because they have barges. And there's so you got East Bay, you got the city and all these places, and you can put the barge out in the water. And so if you can get out on the water, my friend's dad had a boat, and one time we went on the boat and you could see like all 6 of the different barges, and they set them all off at the more or less time to go off at the same time. And it's just like a 360-degree deal.
That's what they do at Disney World. They set them off in the water. They have the barges out there. We went to Disney World last year. That was really cool to see that as well. All right, Cricket, stay dry. Keep the people dry out there. Hand out some umbrellas so folks don't get wet on their way home.
Yes,
today.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Some busy traffic on westbound Ahaway at Mission and reported collisions Valencia and Mission, Miracle Mile and Flowing Wells, and also Swan and Grant Road. Flood advisory in effect tomorrow, 102, on Sunday, 104, with a 50% chance of rain. I don't know if my thermometer's wrong, but it says it's 88. Correct? You think?
It dropped real fast.
Real quick, yeah.
It could be.
So possibly 88 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your go-to destination for nonstop entertainment. Play for fun and play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void or prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Not all sports stations are built the same way. 1290 has Wildcats football, men's basketball, and baseball, plus the NFL and the Super Bowl. Tucson trusts 1290. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Let's see, something different for dinner. Searching restaurants near me.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Gee, same old, same old.
Wait, we're right here. Ma'am, our restaurant's just a few blocks from you. Why is she not seeing us?
Back to the usual, I guess.
Ma'am, can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you. Because you're buried deep in the list of local restaurants. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at CumulusBoost.com.
On a mission to protect free speech, Rumble
Rumble is one of the only video sharing platforms where you can watch genuine content for free. Rumble is available on desktop, mobile, and connected TV, featuring bold, influential voices. Rumble gives you the freedom to be entertained with exclusive creators, action-packed sports, lively debates, and more. And now you can cut cable. Download the Rumble TV apps and watch independent media on the big screen. Creators such as Steven Crowder at 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday, Kimberly Guilfoyle at 4 p.m. Eastern Mondays and Thursdays, Glenn Greenwald at 7 p.m. Eastern Monday through Friday, and Don Jr. at 6 p.m. Eastern Mondays and Thursdays. Rumble is the place to find authentic expression from creators, a place where we do not censor, but rather believe that everyone should benefit from access to a network full of more ideas, diverse opinions, and dialogue. Join Rumble, where people are given the freedom to be entertained by exclusive content from creators who are empowered to express themselves freely. Visit rumble.com or download the app and watch for free.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-859-3220. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220 or biglou.com.
I'm Kathleen Wynne, Republican for Congress against Juan Ciscomani. Juan promised to stand up for taxpayers and stop Joe Biden's radical left agenda. Instead, Ciscomani betrayed Arizona taxpayers by voting for Biden's spending, Biden's debt, and Biden's agenda. Even though the Republicans had the votes to stop him, Ciscomani funded Planned Parenthood, coddling illegal alien invaders, wokeness in the military and schools, and even sex change operations on minors. Juan Ciscomani endorsed Chris Christie for president, and when Christie dropped out, Ciscomani endorsed Nikki Haley. I'm Kathleen Wynne, Republican for Congress. I support President Trump, and I approve this ad. Congress needs strong conservatives who will stand up and fight the left, not give them everything they want, because that's what Juan Ciscomani has done. It's time Republicans fight back and stand strong for what we believe. I'm Kathleen Wynne, Republican for Congress, and I ask for your vote in the July Republican primary, paid for by Win for Arizona.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is everywhere. Wildcats fans can listen to us everywhere on our all-new app. Now available from the Google Play Store and the App Store for iPhone users. The home of the Wildcats is everywhere. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports, sponsored by Kohl's. This season, find everyday style at great prices at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. The Seattle Storm hosted the Indiana Fever on the WNBA stage late last night. The Storm took charge early and never looked back, cruising to an 89-77 win. Jewel Lloyd paced the way with a season-high 34 points, even though she got poked in the eye in the first quarter. Caitlin Clark with just 15 for Indiana. In Chicago, the two-time defending champion Las Vegas Aces picked up their 9th win of the year, defeating the Sky 95-83. Asia Wilson continues to dominate, pouring in 31 for Vegas, her 20th straight regular season game with at least 20 points. Angel Reese had 18 and pulled down 11 boards in a losing effort for Chicago, her 9th straight double-double this year. That ties Candace Parker's WNBA record. The Aces winners of 4 of their last 5 games. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
This is big, like really, really big. So I'm a rewards member at Kohl's, and I just shopped their first ever member deal days. Listen to this. I got 25% off clothes, shoes, and more for myself, my husband, and my kids. Plus 25% off some really great finds for our home. Not a member? Don't worry. You can join for free right now and get instant access to these savings too. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on Kohl's member deal days. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. 25% off Kohl's rewards offer ends June 30th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. Switch today.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We just got one of those emails about somebody passed away. It is Martin Mull, the great comedian, has died today. Martin Mull at the age of 80. So condolences to him. I'm trying to remember what he was in. Comedian, actor. Back in the 80s, I remember he was big in the 1980s. Martin Mull. Oh, gosh. What was he in?
He was one of the characters in Clue.
Clue.
Yeah, remember Clue?
The movie Clue.
Yeah,
There's
movie.
a new movie Clue out, I think. I'm not mistaken, a new Clue movie is coming out.
Well, there's like the whole Onion series, which is similar to Clue. But yeah, the original 1985 movie, he was in Mr. Mom.
Mary Hartman. I remember that.
He was also a character on Roseanne, the original
Two and a
Roseanne
Half Men.
series. Yeah.
All right. Condolences to Martin Mull, who has passed away. Bill Cobbs passed away, the actor, the other day. I remember him mostly as being the old man in New Jack City who takes down Nino Brown.
That was one of my favorite characters in that whole movie. You know, it's like, what are you young people trying to do around here? These are my streets. Like, you made our streets so dirty. Like, I love that guy.
Yeah, he passed away this week, too. So, a great actor, Bill Cobbs. Rest in peace as well. We also lost a great Arizona Wildcat, Steve Powers from the baseball team. Passed away this week. Got a message on that, and we want to send out our condolences to all of those that knew Steve Powell and saw him play for the Arizona Wildcats. And so hopefully we'll get a chance to, when we reconvene the week in Las Vegas, perhaps we maybe can get one of his former teammates on to talk about him and his legacy. But Steve Powell has left us as well, played for the Wildcats in the late 1970s and early 1980s. So rest in peace and bear down always to Steve Powers. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Okay, just to clean up some things we've been talking about. I mentioned that the FC Tucson women are playing tonight at a place called Reach 11 Sports Complex.
Yeah.
That is in North Phoenix, kind of up in the Cave Creek area. So if you're heading up to that, it's 101, just a little bit north of the 101 loop, kind of where it splits to 51, coming back down into the city. So take 51 all the way up to 101, and you're right there at the Reach 11 Sports Complex if you want to go up and
now you're doing Cricket's job.
See the ladies. Yeah, it feels good. Like I know. She was right. It is 90 degrees currently here in Tucson.
It drops. Like it's a good 10-degree drop from whatever the temperature is before a real storm comes through. It's about 10, 12, 15 degrees change. Yeah, for sure.
And I got a text from Jim who says we were talking about the congressional baseball game in which the Republicans beat the Democrats 31-11. I was wondering what Juan Ciscomani did in this game. He pinch ran and scored on a double by Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt. So there you go. Juan Ciscomani scoring as a pinch runner, one of the 31 runs for the Republicans in that game.
Makes sense in that, like, the SEC and ACC had all 8 teams.
Yeah.
Right? In the College World Series. That's a lot of the GOP representation, I would say, from a lot of those states.
It is. It is for sure. The game, big crowd this year. Over 30,000 people attended the congressional baseball game in Washington, D.C. at Nationals Park. They raised over $2.2 million for local charities. So that would be something I wouldn't mind going and checking out at some point, watching a bunch of 50-year-old representatives play a little baseball. Apparently, Arizona senatorial hopeful, I don't know if that's a word. I might have just made that up. Senatorial hopeful Ruben Gallego dressed for the Democrats, but did not play.
So DK gets elected to Congress, and he gets a single, and he's on first. Is he talking shop? Like, you know what, Senator, this bill, we really need to attack this amendment on. Like, is it more like, isn't that a pretty cloud up there? Like,
if you need to talk some shop, because everybody's in a good mood when they're out on a diamond, right?
I haven't been able
you
to
might be able to get a deal done if at first base.
You're on first, like, Senator, I haven't been able to schedule a meeting with your office in 2 months. We really need to talk about it.
It's kind of like the two presidential candidates arguing about golf. I mean, golf has been known to be a place you can get some deals done. Maybe they need to get out there on the course and get some deals done.
Two old dudes arguing about golf. Name a more iconic duo.
Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. The other thing that I did not mention when we were talking to John Perlman a little bit earlier is, again, tonight, FC Tucson will take on VC Fusion at 7 o'clock. This game is, I guess they're kind of calling it, how do I phrase this? The game of the 5 C's, I think is how they're kind of representing it. I've heard this phrase used before here in Arizona. It's celebrating the 5 C's of Arizona.
Yeah.
Do you know the 5 C's, J-Dub?
Well, let's see. Copper
is 1. Cotton is 2.
Healthcare.
Healthcare is not.
It's cardiovascular.
No.
No,
you started well, but you're crashing and burning.
Well, no, I know what they are. I just don't know what the C variation of that. You're talking about the reasons why people settled this area of the world is what those are.
So copper and cotton are 2.
Respiratory issues in the late 1800s and early 1900s is a big reason with the dry air. I know that.
Yeah. Cattle is 3. Citrus is 4. And climate is 5.
Climate.
Consistently 300 days of sunshine here in southern Arizona. Only 8 inches average annual rainfall. So we're getting a little bit of both of that today, as we do every day during monsoon. So it's a celebration of the 5 C's tonight at Aquino North Stadium for the soccer game between the FC Tucson men and the Ventura County Fusion. Copper, cattle, cotton, citrus, and climate. I'm sure they teach that in the schools here all the time. We mentioned earlier that the Phoenix Mercury are home tonight, and they will be welcoming the Los Angeles Sparks. Arie McDonald, we got those. Let's play some Arie McDonald highlights.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Let's hear
New York's got to continue to get some efforts out of their bench.
Arie McDonald flies through the lane and lays that in. What a move by McDonald. Sparks down by 10. They've been hanging around in this game, and they continue to do so as McDonald connects.
So this was Arie 7 days ago. They played the Liberty back-to-back, DK, and this is the game that she had 15 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds.
So Arie McDonald getting a lot more playing time than she was in the beginning of the season, which is good. And she'll be on the floor tonight. That'll be a 7 o'clock start. I probably will have to go to the bar to watch it because I don't think it's a national game, and I don't get the games on my cable. I've talked about that ad nauseum. Arie, though, is averaging 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists so far this season. She wears number 15 in her purple and gold uniform. This is year number 4 for Arie in the WNBA since she led Arizona to a national championship game appearance in 2021. Now, speaking of Los Angeles, there's a guy out there that's playing some pretty good baseball by the name of Shohei Ohtani, and he put together a pretty impressive streak over the course of the last 2 weeks. 10 consecutive games with an RBI.
He did, DK, and I have that entire stretch of all those 10. It's about 4 minutes, though, is the only issue with that.
Oh, so we'll get that on the other side.
Here's a taste. This is last night.
RBI in 9 consecutive games for Ohtani. There's a smash, right center field. Forget about it. The marvelous one. Shohei Ohtani has done it again. Jaw-dropping, awe-inspiring, night after night. Shohei Ohtani's 25th.
Head shaking. I'm just shaking my head back and forth like, not again. There is as advertised, and then there is better than advertised. Even his teammates, they just can't believe it either.
Connor McGinnis says, we're not worthy. New Dodger record, 10 consecutive games with a run batted in the last 2 days. He's done it by driving himself in to lead off the game.
Shohei hitting .322
League leading.
On the season, yeah. Major league leading, yeah, absolutely. And his 25 home runs right now are third in baseball behind Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson, then Shohei, then Marcell Ozuna and Jose Ramirez, for my guards, have 21. And Shohei has driven in 61 runs. That is fifth in baseball behind Judge, Ramirez, Alec Boehm from Philadelphia, and Marcell Ozuna.
And the Dodgers have been playing baseball since like 1486, right? So, I mean, 10 consecutive games with an RBI being a franchise record. I think he's only played 79 games, DK. I was shocked that was the most any Dodger had ever hit. Because you think about like the longevity of how good that franchise has been going back to Brooklyn. 10 in a row.
And think about it. I mean, he could very well, number 1 in batting average, number 3 in home runs, number 5 in RBIs, number 3 in hits. I mean, that's the 4 major offensive categories. He's got a chance to lead all of Major League Baseball in those 4 categories: average, home runs, RBIs, and hits.
2012, right?
Last time that was done?
Triple Crown, yeah. Cabrera, right? Yeah, with Detroit, wasn't it? Yeah,
Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, Miguel Cabrera was the last one to do it.
That's impressive.
I just don't have anything left to say. I don't understand Shohei Ohtani at all, DK. I mean, if you combine...
He's a freak.
If a guy can strike out 14, in a 1-0 lead, and these last 2 games to set this record, those are both leadoff home runs, leading off the game these last 2 games with the home runs. He's now in the leadoff spot. So, yeah, there's no superlatives left, I don't think.
Second in total bases. Doesn't maybe walk as much as you would think. He's 11th in walks with 42. But, again, just having a tremendous, tremendous season, concentrating just on batting because of the injury and not pitching this season. DK on the sports tip. We will maybe we'll play all of those RBIs for you coming up. Each one of the 10. Each one of the 10 games you have.
I do.
Okay,
yeah, I have them all.
If you're a Shohei fan, we'll have that for you next, as well as our Desert Diamond Casino replay as we put the cap on this week. Cricket gets you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With collisions that are reported, Prince Road east of Campbell, Valencia and Mission, and also Swan and Grant Road. Some backups for westbound Ajo at Mission, also some slowing on westbound I-10 approaching Ruthroff. And for your weather, tomorrow about 102, on Sunday 104 with a 50% chance of rain, and 93 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Shop Macy's Backstage today for amazing deals on everything you need for summer. Get low prices every day at Macy's Backstage. Find a store near you at macysbackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
DK on the sports tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
Does Umar Ballo's decision to play for the Indiana Hoosiers change your feeling about his legacy as an Arizona Wildcats player?
Umar Ballo was about as Wildcat as it gets. Look at the smile on his face when he talks about what the McHale crowd means to him. That's real. How do you be a fan, David? That's the conversation we're having. You want to open that Pandora's box. Like, what does it mean to be a fan, and how do you fan? Well, that's really up to you.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Introducing Rumble Cloud, a platform that supports business freedom and innovation. Are you tired of surprise fees and runaway budgets? Say goodbye to hidden costs and big tech overreach with Rumble Cloud. Stay on budget with fixed monthly pricing and customizable cloud computing packages that fit your business needs. With simple and predictable pricing, we can help you get control of your IT budget. Designed to empower businesses to become independent from vendor lock-in strategies and censorship, Rumble Cloud offers a portfolio of essential cloud computing services to meet your needs. With Rumble Cloud, you can store and access unlimited data types without relying on big tech. Through our independent infrastructure, our products and services are built on trust with our community and welcome everyone to experience a cloud vendor you can truly trust. Your cloud, your freedom. Rumble Cloud, where high performance meets pricing predictability. Visit rumble.cloud to get started.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-859-3220. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-859-3220. That's 800-859-3220 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220.
I'm Kathleen Wynne, Republican for Congress against Juan Ciscomani. I was honored to meet with President Trump and support his re-election this month when he came to Arizona. And Juan Ciscomani boycotted the rally. But is anyone shocked? Juan Ciscomani is a never-Trumper rhino who endorsed Chris Christie for president. And when Christie dropped out, endorsed Nikki Haley. I'm Kathleen Wynne, and I'm running against Juan Ciscomani. Southern Arizona needs a bold and strong conservative voice to defend our borders, fight wokeness, stop the spending, stop the debt, protect small business, and always put taxpayers first. It's time to stop and reverse the Biden agenda, not vote for it, enable it, and fund it as Ciscomani does repeatedly. Because Juan Ciscomani is too weak and too timid to fight for us. I'm Kathleen Wynne, Republican for Congress, and I approve this message because Congress needs a conservative change. Paid for by Wynne for Arizona.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of the week and final segment for a few weeks for us, or at least about 10 days. We'll be taking next week off. We are debuting a new show, though, on Monday. Not in this time slot, but in the noontime slot. Rich Eisen show will be debuting, so be sure you're here Monday for that. And then you'll have JR Sport Brief all of next week between 3 and 6. We'll come back with you from Las Vegas again on Monday, July 8th to get you kicked off for Big 12 Media Days. Should be a whole lot of fun as we get to meet all of our new friends. It's like going to a new school, J-Dub.
I know.
Aren't you excited? We're going to a new school. We're going to have new friends. Remember the parent? I don't know if you ever went through. You probably went through this when you were growing up. You
I think
changed schools and your parents moved you around. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 schools from first grade to 12th, I think.
You get to go to a new school and you're going to make some new friends. I heard that speech so many times. I thought I would,
Yeah, how come parents are always so enthusiastic about you having to put the effort out to go make friends? Huh?
Right, exactly. Well, that's what it's going to be. We're going to have some new friends to deal with in the Big 12. Should be
Normally
fun.
you go to school and there's a lot of frowns and hierarchy of who's cool and who isn't. Hopefully there's a lot of the Big 12 representation will be very smiley and very welcoming to you and the rest of the new media members.
So now that Oklahoma and Texas are gone, do you think Oklahoma State kind of feels like they're the big dogs now in the conference? I mean, they are. We talked about the Directors Cup earlier, and they are the number one. They are the number one school in terms of that across the board athletically. So I would think that they believe like, hey, this is going to be our conference now.
I think Jayhawks probably just based on their, having invented.
Kansas?
When your first head coach is the man who invented the game of basketball.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's how far their history goes back. So it's tough. Yeah, I don't think I'm in a position to claim who of the remaining Big 12 teams is the most prestigious. But there's a couple of contenders for sure.
All right, we got a lot to get to in this final segment. We want you to, we're talking about Shohei Ohtani, a Dodger record, 10 straight games with a run batted in. Let's hear a little bit of that.
Ohtani 2 for 7 in the series with a pair of walks. 2-1, fly ball, left center field. Ohtani obliterated. That man is just built different. Halfway up the pavilion in left center. And the Dodgers lead 1-0. Rope through the right side, into right field for a knock. Rojas coming around, doubling the Dodger lead. An RBI single for the new leadoff man, Shohei Ohtani.
Now Ohtani up. He swings at the first pitch, grounds it to first. This will get Taylor in. It is gloved by Tolia. He steps on the bag. Ohtani is out, but he drives in run number 48.
And he come through with the bases loaded in the second. Line drive, base hit, you bet he can. Biggio's coming around to follow Lux. Kike gets the green light. There won't be a relay. Shohei Ohtani has unloaded the bases and tied the game.
2-1. Swung on, well hit to center field. Going back is Doyle. He's to the track, to the wall. He leaps, and that ball's gone. A home run as Shohei Ohtani hits it out. It's 1-0 Dodgers. Instant offense for Shohei Ohtani. His 21st home run of the season. And the Dodgers score first this afternoon.
Well, since he has been in the leadoff, he's now been on base safely in 17 plate appearances.
1 on, 2 out. The 1-1. Ohtani unleashes high into the Friday night sky and gone. Boy, does he look good in Dodger blue. Number 22
on Friday night. It was like, hello, old friends. Talking about old friends.
Wow, that ball was crushed. My goodness. Ohtani's 7th home run in his last 11 games.
Since the Mookie Betts injuries, Shohei's had 5 home runs from the leadoff spot.
That is a rocket heading toward the pavilion. Shohei is on one. 459, one night after he went 455.
Steven, I went whoa just off the sound. Kind of had to check my headphones like, okay.
Is your eardrums okay?
Yeah, because it was so loud.
The Dodgers have Shohei Ohtani stepping in with 1 away in the 9th. In the air to center field. The crowd willing that ball, wanting to see a Shohei home run. Instead, they see a sacrifice fly. 3-0 Dodgers as Ohtani brings in Taylor. Small ball for the Dodgers.
Makes the 9th inning a little bit more comfortable.
Ohtani, by the way, has extended his RBI streak to 8 games. Didn't have a hit yesterday, but he did knock in a run, extending his streak to 8 consecutive games with a run batted in, which is 1 shy of tying the Dodger record. The last time a Dodger drove in a run in 9 consecutive games, you got to go back to 1955, the first championship team when Roy Campanella did. There's a curve that's sent in the air to right field. Pham to the track, to the wall, a leaping try, but it's gone. Shohei Ohtani leads off the game with a home run.
So there's only one more highlight on here, DK, and it's the one we just literally played, his home run from yesterday. I will say he has 17 RBIs and 8 home runs in these last 10 games.
Yeah, and the probably the more important thing is they are 8-2, are the Dodgers in those 10 games.
With 2 one-run losses.
And we talked to you yesterday about how the Diamondbacks are falling further and further behind. You heard the announcer mention the last time it had been done was Roy Campanella, the great Roy Campanella, in 1955. It had actually been done 2 times prior to that. Eddie Brown in 1924 did it with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Augie Gallen did it in 1944 with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And, of course, Roy Campanella would have been 1955, would have still been the Brooklyn Dodgers. So he's the first Los Angeles Dodger to do
9.
it. And then Matt Kemp actually did it as well, but he did it over the course of 2 seasons.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
2011, 2012. So there you have it in terms of that record and the
So
the Dodgers.
newsflash, listeners, Shohei Ohtani is pretty good at hitting baseballs.
Pretty good indeed. Who the Dodgers play? Where are they at tonight? They play the Giants at home, having won 4 in a row. So they start tonight on a 4-game winning streak. They lead the division by 8.5 over San Diego, who's also won 3 games in a row. Arizona's 11.5 out. The Giants are 12 out, and Colorado trails by 20.
Let's just hope no fans bring any knives to that game tonight.
Yeah, let's hope not. All right, your Desert Diamond Casino replay coming up.
And now, the best thing you will hear all day.
Hachi-machi!
It's time for the Wildcat Radio Replay. In case you missed this earlier in the day, we now bring you the best of 1290. It's made possible by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, we had a chance earlier to talk to John Perlman, the president of FC Tucson, who used to be a high school soccer coach here in Southern Arizona. And I asked him if he'd ever gotten into a situation like what we saw with Czechia and Turkey the other night, in which there were 18 yellow cards and 2 red cards.
Unfortunately, I've certainly been a part of a game that, that's got a hand on that. I hate to use my own, but unfortunately, in the 2006 state championship game, Sabino Soccer looking for the repeat against Cali in the Foothills. Bitter rivals for many years as we were. We had won in 2005, and it was really a surprise run for us to get to the championship again. And Foothills was well favored, but our team wasn't having that. I finished with 9 players. They finished with 10. I think there was probably somewhere around 14 yellow cards. My star player decided to give the double bird to the Foothills fans on his way out. I'll leave his name out of this. He was summarily escorted by the police out of that game.
Wow.
And then we also, my players who were emotionally distraught, left the runner-up trophy on the ground, which I picked up. And as I picked my head up, I saw my principal, Valerie Payne. Thank you, Ms. Payne, for my opportunity to coach Sabino. And vociferously apologized and explained to her how emotionally difficult this was. And yeah, I've been there. But again, remember, the stakes are so high in those moments for nations. There's bonuses involved. There's players in their final tournaments as international players. Everybody's scrapping. And then, of course, there's national rivalries. Now, Turkey, Czech, a little bit surprising. Turkey, Greece, you could expect that. But I guess a couple teams woke up on the wrong side of the German bed there, and all hell broke loose. So again, it's an emotional game when you're competing at the highest level, when elimination stakes are high, when there's high bonuses and high opportunities and contracts available the further you go for players that are really clawing for the professional future and their love of their country. I mean, everything's going to be exacerbated. So again, I love the Euros. I am the biggest fan of the Euros. I would do anything to be in Germany right now, enjoying those. It's on my bucket list for the next Euros, 100%, because I haven't done it yet. And like I said, I think you're going to have more entertainment from the Copa America to the Euros. What a summer of soccer. FC Tucson, of course, being the top of that pinnacle. But I'm really enjoying everything. I hope you are as well.
That was the Wildcat Radio Replay with the best of the best from 1290. It's brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
John Perlman, who is on the road with the FC Tucson, one of the FC Tucson youth teams in San Diego. So best of luck to those kids being coached by Dave Cosgrove and JP out there as they try to win a tournament. And again, tonight it'll be FC Tucson against VC Fusion out at the Keno North Stadium, weather permitting, at 7 o'clock. Again, no show next week, but we will be debuting, and no DK on the sports tip, JR Sports Brief between 3 and 6. But check out the new Rich Eisen show beginning Monday, 12 to 3, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Thanks to everyone that was a part of this show. John Perlman for joining us. For JW Madden, for Cricket, my name is David Kelly. It is DK on the Sports Tip. Have a great weekend, everybody. We will talk to you in a week and a half, about 10 days, live from Las Vegas for Big 12 Media Days. Should be a whole lot of fun Really looking forward to it. Stay safe out there with the weather. Have fun. Enjoy your 4th of July. Celebrate this great country we live in, the United States of America. My name is David Kelly. You have been listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. New collision reported I-19 near Valencia on southbound I-19 near Valencia. Collisions Prince Road east of Campbell, Valencia and Mission, and also Swan and Grant Road. 102 tomorrow, Sunday 104 with a 50% chance of rain and maybe some sprinkles across town in 93. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by KFC. The new taste of KFC deals are meals starting at just $4.99. Grab a hot, juicy drum and thigh, a buttery biscuit, and creamy mashed potatoes with gravy. Only at KFC. It's finger licking good. Prices and participation vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy? Now you can get 50% off any unlimited data phone plan. That's one line for only $25 a month, and you keep the phone you love. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. So find a store or switch suavemente at totalbyverizon.com. Offer ends July 31st, 2024. Promo subject to cancellation after 12 months. Available exclusively online and in Total by Verizon stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. See totalbyverizon.com for device compatibility and additional details. Taxes and fees may apply.
It's kickoff time, and Believe podcasts are here to get you ready for the season.
This team, they looked to figure it out, and they said, okay, we got a shot at this thing.
With Believe, you get immediate reactions, game previews, and expert analysis from all 32 teams, plus all of your favorite college teams.
This is a true junior that we're talking about.
Sideline to sideline, end zone to end zone.
The running was good. His size is unbelievable.
Just search Believe. That's BLEAV podcast, wherever you listen.
We get you so close to McHale, it sounds like the Arizona Pep Band is riding in your back seat.
What the hell is going on?
This is the home of Arizona men's basketball. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's no contest, Tucson. You're listening to the home of the Arizona Wildcats. That's why 1290 runs this town. This is the one and only home of your Arizona Wildcats.
And you know this, man!
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-290-1583. That's 800-290-1583. 800-290-1583.
Time for the hot weather polar bear promise. Alaskan AC arrives in 1 day or your repair is free.
Wait, say that again?
We arrive in 1 day or your repair is free?
Again, but longer on the A.
We arrive in 1 day
or your repair is free. Hear it? No.
Alaskan AC, service guarantee. We arrive in 1 day
or your repair is free. By George, he's got it. With the Alaskan AC service guarantee, we arrive in 1 day or your repair is free. Are we really doing this?
That's awesome, Gary. With Alaskan AC service guarantee,
we arrive in 1 day or your repair is free. We should probably sing with us, William. I would really rather.
Come on.
I don't want to. Chicken bok bok. Guys, no.
It's catchy.
Do it.
Sing out, Louise.
Fine.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in 1 day or your repair is free.
Whoa.
Whoa is right.
Can we get back to work now?
Schedule anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Incredible.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.